Welcome back to Agranac Studios. I'm DM Wisdom. Today we're taking a look at Carcass Crawler, the official Old School Essentials zine, issue number 5. There is a lot packed in here, folks. We've got some new OSE character classes, races, river monsters, zero-level characters, and DCC-style funnels, cantrips, poisons, special materials, magic swords, and an adventure all packed within 32 pages. Gotta love OSE, man. We've got this cleric here fighting some undead. Really cool cover. The writing is by Chance Dundenack, Brad Kerr, and Gavin Norman. Cover art by Jacob Fleming. Interior art by Jerry Boucher, Chris Huth, and Peter Pagano. And shout out to the cartographer, Glenn Seal. Table of contents here so that you know where we're going, and then the introduction, kind of just showing you what is to come in all the different sections. First up, we got new character classes. The first one is the Ratling. Great for city games, or if you've got a Lankmar-style adventure going on. I personally have a city in my homebrew world that has rat folk, and so the Ratling is a great addition. It's cool that it has a prehensile tail, so it can be used, and even this picture here depicts this rat smoking a pipe, which, you know, that's awesome, with its tail. Very, very cool. You've got your Ratling level progression, and it's got that flavor of a thief, so you get the Ratling skill chance of success. Next is the Changeling, as, yes, a character class. Leaning into that fairy tale flavor that Gavin is now known for, especially with the forthcoming Dolmenwood. Man, I cannot wait to get that. The Changeling is also of that thief sort of flavor, so this gives you options of these skins, so to speak, to put on instead of just playing your normal thief. You get your Changeling level progression and then your Changeling skill chance of success. Then Gavin and company were nice enough to break out of that BX style race is class and go to that advanced OSE sort of thing. So you have the Changeling and the Ratling race that you can use in these different classes here. Next we get into the wonderful section on cantrips. The best use and supplement that I've seen cantrips in was my introduction, and I think many people's introduction, was Unearth Arcana, right here. This is one of my favorite books of all time. So in the Unearthed Arcana, here in the Magic User Spells, you have cantrips. And just like in here, the cantrips in the new OSE zine are more for, well, flavor. They're small, minor sort of spells. It's not 5e, thank the gods, where you can do crazy amounts of damage, like with poison spray. No, this puts cantrips in their original form, like from the Unearthed Arcana. They're minor spells, typically helpful spells, such as Magic Quill. A quill floats and moves of its own accord, magically transcribing the caster's words onto a page. Another is smoke rings. While smoking a pipe, the caster gains the ability to blow impressive smoke rings of any color desired. Very Lord of the Rings and what Gandalf did in The Hobbit. So these are helpful and really fun spells. It's a far cry from Thunderclap as seen in 5e, but helpful nonetheless. I love this sort of thing in a role-playing game because it is flavorful. It's just not, you know, just all about flashbang and fireball and all that, even though fireball has its place. I just love these sort of things like Book Leaf. The caster can magically open a book and leaf through its pages without touching it. So it's just kind of floating there. Zero level characters or level 0 characters. This is all about making that meat bag to send through the grinder for a dungeon crawl classic sort of funnel type adventure, where each player has a handful of 0 level characters and you take them through a gauntlet of sorts, and whichever character survives is the one you level up and start play with. Tons of fun, and we've now got an OSE rule set for that right here. This is about rolling up a 0 level character, experience points and advancements, and funnel adventures. So in right here on the next page, we have background tables. And these backgrounds are associated with how many hit points you have. 1, 2, 3, or 4. You have a profession, an item, and a weapon. So friggin' cool. And then you've got example names so that you can roll up your character and get to playing now. Next, we have a section on special materials, talking about weaker materials and how to use them as weapons and what might be the adjustments for them. So bone, bronze, and stone, typically a -1 or so for penalties, or even broken weapons, -1 penalty to attack rolls. And then enhanced materials like adamantine, mithril, and silver. And then I really love this here, the weapon cost by material. And you can see that a two-handed sword that's adamantine is 1,500, mithril 750, and silver would be 150. So you get kind of an idea. Plate mail, 6,000 gold pieces. Crazy. Next, we've got expanded poisons. This section expands on the core rules, giving you fleshed out versions of the original 9 types of poisons, and adds an additional 11 for a total of 20 types of poison. And then it gives it all the flavor, so you're not just saying it's a type 2 poison or a type 4 poison. You can not only have that reference, but you have these awesome little descriptors. Such as this ingested poison, the extract of cinnabar. It's a type 2, a fine deep red mineral powder with an acrid bitter flavor. Next, we get into magic swords. This awesome section really pumps up the descriptions and uniqueness of a magic sword. Instead of just saying, you find a +2 magic sword. Roll up on this chart for a unique sword every time, such as the blade is curved. The material is a dragon's tooth. The feature is a bejeweled hilt. And a quirk is smoking. And here are the quirks all laid out. Smoking once per day. Strike the sword against the ground to produce a 10-foot radius cloud of smoke. The smoke blocks normal vision and infravision, except the wielder's. The cloud clears after 2d4 rounds. Great! So cool. Next is a section on lake and river monsters that actually tie into the adventure. Now, there are 8 new monsters to kill the PCs with, or rather, challenge them. So you have a giant beaver, a freshwater hag, a grindylow, a water toad lycanthrope, a mudslinger, shellycoat, snallygaster, and a river troll. All statted out and ready to go. Now here's the adventure. Up Chaos River. A perfect 0-level adventure which goes in with the rules. And you can see the theme weaving through this 32-page booklet. Really awesome. I see the only thing that seems kind of out of place in this is actually the cover. It's a great cover, mind you, but doesn't seem to go with the well laid out theme within. May have been better to use this cover for maybe a Carcass Crawler dedicated to clerics or the like, but I digress. What it says here is, chaos infects the river's waters. The town of Backwater is cursed by mutations from a mysterious river ooze. The town's warriors and wizards are already mutated beyond help. The neighboring village of Bonnyville upstream has gone silent. Common folk must take up pitchforks and journey upriver to undo the curse. Perfect 0-level adventure. I love this map here because it gives you a obvious direction. You're going from here where the 1, 2, and 3 are, all the way to over here, which is where the hag's lair is. But you still have options to actually get to that location, even though it's still contained within this strip of river and area. And then obviously you're going to be using all those wonderful river monsters. Oh, and the cool thing is that I noticed was that the actual baddie, the big boss in here, is a creature called the Mother Greenteeth. And that just reminded me of my awesome book from 1978 called Fairies. And this was drawn and written by Brian Froud and Alan Lee. And there's those of you that will know who that is. The concept designer for much of the Lord of the Rings, along with other people. And then Brian Froud, I mean, you know his art, you love his art, and just great stuff here. And, I mean, the Dark Crystal, give me a break.
Of course I'm no gelfling, you putrid lizards!
So right here we have Jenny Greenteeth and a little bit of awesome lore, and you can see that cool picture right there of Jenny Greenteeth. So anyways, with Gavin Norman's wonderful fairy tale sort of things, it reminded me of this book, one of my prized possessions. You are trying to find this hag, this freshwater hag, and these are all the different locations, and in classic OSE style, man, all adventures should be written this way for veteran dungeon masters and game masters. Just the essential things that you need, and then you as a dungeon master fill in the blanks. I love this sort of adventure design. And then this is the Hag's Lair, a nice, pretty big map. Probably take a while to get through both of those maps. And yeah, again, all the different locations and that shortened form. Yeah, I'm trying to write all of my adventures moving forward in this same sort of style. Yeah, it's just the best way to do it, period. Fight me. And then that leads us to the last page, and we are done. What an amazing addition to the Carcass Crawler series at issue number 5. I did do a review of issue 4 not too far back, so there's a link right up here, a little card. Hey, if you'd like to help me make more content like this, reviews, puppets, and all of this awesomeness that is here at Agranac Studios, consider becoming a Patreon member. And yeah, join all these other awesome folks that have put their faith and trust in what we're doing here on this channel. And also, if you sign up for the Red Hand tier or above, you get yourself an Agranac cult patch. All right, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Agranac Studios today. We'll see you on the next one. Later!